Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're going to be talking about your 2024 goals and how you can navigate setbacks and overcome these. So, today's article is from Daily Motivation, and we wanted to thank our co op student, Jasmine, for preparing all of this presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to give Dr. Justine a quick text. I wanted to welcome Dr. Justine here with us today. So Dr. Justine is actually an advocate in our community. So she volunteers, but she also speaks as a motivational speaker at schools and universities, at our hospitals, businesses, and different charities. And she believes that everyone deserves a healthcare team that focuses on prevention, optimal health, and open communication. Please help me welcome Dr. Justine.
Hello, everyone. Lots of great stuff ahead to start the new year off great. But we also want to be talking soon about visualization that helps our goals work better. I did do an interview with Dr. Hardick, friend of mine in London, Ontario, a wonderful chiropractor and chiropractic family. We're going to be talking about how to minimize pain naturally and about how to keep our hormones healthy. So stay tuned with us. Great talk every single week. And again, thanks to Jasmine for helping to put these slides together. So we're going to talk about some of the setbacks. They are normal. Like life is tough. We are going to deal with challenges, but it's how we manage these challenges, perceive these challenges, is what's going to shape our lives. We need to realize that these challenges are not permanent, whether it's with work, with family, with loss, with our health, and then take each challenge and learn how to improve it. So I gave you an example just recently for me managing being an empty nester, that sharing my kids with their significant others, learning how to navigate when they were younger, the busyness of getting kids everywhere they need to go for all their different sports and getting their lunches and their snacks ready for after school. Like every part of our lives has these different challenges or on our time, on our energy. Dealing with the loss of my stepmother, dealing with the emotional stress. We're going to have those challenges. So today, our goal is to talk about how do we manage them because we can't get rid of them, but how do we manage them and deal with them more quickly? It could be a loss of a job or dealing with being sick, like having COVID, or just any other type of sickness or family member. Sometimes we have that stress because we're worried about a family member. So some of the steps is accepting that we've had a failure or we're dealing with a loss for these 7 steps. So we're going to deal with these 7 steps moving forward. And one of the areas is definitely accepting that challenge, managing that challenge, analyzing it. Take some time, some quiet time to analyze it and take a look at whatever is going on, whether it's a failure or a loss. This is an opportunity to learn and to grow, to connect, to talk to others, to be our best version of ourselves. So I'll give you an example of one of the stresses that I managed when I was younger. In chiropractic college, writing the exams was always that if you failed, you would not become a doctor. And on my microbiology exam, unfortunately, this is time when you filled in the bubble with a pencil, and I missed a bubble. I was stressed. I was, trying to move too quickly, I guess, but I missed the bubble. So that meant that every answer afterwards was incorrect. So in my microbiology exam, I failed my exam. And I was distraught, like 52%, never had that, always had, 90s in my marks. I knew I'd studied. So I remember going to Dr. J and I said, like, look at the pattern. Why don't we just move it up one bubble and you'll be able to see that I had the right answers. You'll be able to see on the separate page where I'd circled the right answers. And Dr. J and the professor at the time said, hey, your problem, not mine. You're stupider than I thought. And, deal with it. Yeah, I needed to get over 90% on the next exam in order to make sure I passed and did well in microbiology. So I remember being overly distraught because I thought my career was over. And I had to, take that setback, accept that I'd made a mistake. I'd missed a bubble. I did not manage that stress well. And I needed to study harder than I ever had before to ace the next microbiology exam. So part of it, number one, is accepting it, recognizing your setback, and then I had to take responsibility. I missed the bubble, I made the mistake, and it doesn't define me as a doctor that I missed a bubble, that I um didn't write an exam well. I go to the next exam as long as I learn that material well. Another opportunity when I was thinking about setbacks is when I was playing for Team Canada roller hockey, and it was a big competition in St. Louis, USA. And it was just a couple of weeks before my ice hockey Olympic tryout. And so I was super excited to be on Team Canada for roller hockey. I'd been playing lacrosse for Team Canada. I was excited to be performing at my top level. And so playing Team USA, I was at the top of the point playing defense. And I was coming back to me. I was ready for that slap shot. I thought, hey, we had this all set up, perfect pass. Everything was going to go great. And I got hit from behind, open ice, went down, and for whatever reason, I mean, I'd separated my shoulders. I'd had tons of injuries at that up to that point, but I couldn't get back up. The referee had hit me open ice, injured my knee, unhappy triad, which means that I injured the MCL, medial collateral ligament, the meniscus, the ACL, my knee swollen, and on the rollerblades, I needed help to get up. Now, the referee came to apologize, but I missed the rest of the tournament. We lost, and I now had to figure out how was I going to manage with this big black knee brace after my MRI to my Canadian ice hockey tryout, in which I did not make the team. And in fact, I was strong enough. I could do the sit-ups. I could jump on one foot. I could do all the off-ice tests really well for sit-ups, push-ups, strength. But on ice, honestly, I was just too slow. That I was scared with my knee hurting that much, even though I had the big brace on. And I had to accept that I wasn't going to play for Team Canada, the Olympics. I had to accept that I needed to get my knee healthy. I had to accept that I was going to have a new opportunity as being the chiropractor for the Olympians and work with those top athletes. That I had my plan B in place, and that was be the best doctor I could be, even if it meant I wasn't playing ice hockey for the Olympics. So recognizing that I had a setback and finding responsibility in it, and that it doesn't define me that I didn't, skate for Team Canada, but I did change those goals and revamp what my next plan was going to be. So number 2 is defining the incident, identifying the setbacks. What was good, what was bad, what did I learn? I learned a lot more about knee injuries and how to rehab them, and then reset our goals. Number 3 is learning from it. What were the lessons from that failure, from that setback? I learned a lot about sports psychology, and dealing with visualization and injuries. I had to focus on other areas of my personal growth as far as being the best doctor. And then, of course, wearing this big black DonJoy brace, rehabbing to a smaller brace so I didn't re injure that knee as I got back into the game. Number 4 is letting go. I was upset. We sometimes have these goals of whether different career or different sports or different family life, and we have to let go of whatever those dreams were, those stressors are, those self criticisms or negative emotions. Even just letting go that, I can't have both kids at Christmas dinner every year. I have to let them go and help them grow up. So, and have their own new lives. So we want to make sure that we're letting go of those stressors. That can be helped with psychotherapy, where we have Linda on our team, or emotional release therapy with Edwin, talking to your chiropractor to reduce those stresses and focus on the lessons that we have learned and what's next. Number 5 is asking for feedback. Asking for help is certain part of helping us be our best, and being okay with some of that feedback's useful, some of it's not. Be cautious where we ask. Always ask multiple people. Some people have great experience, some people don't. But getting feedback and then evaluating it will help us go the next step to manage our setbacks and our goals as we go into 2024. As we look forward to a plan going forward, a clear plan. So, writing out our goals, breaking them down into manageable, smart, realistic, measurable steps or with a time frame. We want to create a new plan, and that's okay. You hit a Y in the fork, create a new plan. It doesn't define you, it doesn't change or make you better or worse. Add your teammates on this new plan, your friends on this new plan, your family on this new plan, and these new goals. If you need weight loss goals, if you need new health goals, if you need new fitness goals, if you need new business goals, work goals, you can do it. It's creating that plan and putting it in place. Even for friends, as I create my 2024 plan, I have a really good friend who lives in Jordan, and it's really hard to connect with her. But I made sure I sent a message to her and said, hey, like, I really want to stay in touch. I care about you, even though we live on different parts of the world. How can we stay in touch? And maybe you have a family or friend that's far away. Connect with them, write it down, make sure that it does stay a priority because that helps fill your heart. Number 7 is taking action. So, yes, write it down and make it happen. Create that momentum to move closer to whatever outcomes and personal growth that you have. So, I set, time aside for my planning days. I set time aside on Sundays every week to plan and make sure I keep that plan in action. So, just like you plan your lunches and plan your food the night before, same thing is have Sunday planning time for your week and at least 3 times a year planning for your life. Are you on track and what's next? So it starts with January, writing out your goals in the categories of your life, your spiritual health, your mental health, your physical health, your nutrition and your fitness goals, your savings, financial goals, your growth for reading. What do you plan to read or what do you plan to learn? Your pleasure goals. What do you want to work on to build into pleasure time and friends time? Your family goals. You want to write all those different categories out in order and 2 or 3 things in order to go the next step and be the best version of yourself as you go into 2024. So, conclusion, embrace those setbacks. We all have them. Try and think about can you learn to redefine the next steps. Set realistic goals coming up in those different categories to build that inner strength. What are you reading? What are you learning? What are you focusing on? Because what you focus on is what you get. Ask for help, seek for support and guidance from multiple people, and then evaluate it from your mentors and peers. Stay focused, so have time at least 3 times a year to reevaluate. Are you on track? And then your Sunday planning time. And then finally, share the victories right along the way. So, as what does this have to do with chiropractic? If we're having setbacks, it's going to cause stress on our nervous system. And the best way to manage stress and to be able to handle those setbacks is to have a clear nervous system that's finding, locating, and removing those areas of subluxation, the messages from your brain to the rest of your body, from the rest of the body, all the tissue, cells, and organs, right back to your brain. So see your chiropractor, do your spinal checkups, your spinal maintenance, and your spinal rehab exercises to stay clear and help your nervous system be its best. So stay tuned with us. Follow those 7 steps. Coming up, I'm going to be talking about visualization, a tool that I use all the way. So 10 steps to improve your visualization to reach your goals. We have some interviews, some ways to manage pain naturally, and managing your hormones. Connect with us. We have always great information. And the more you learn, the better you are. So please do a review. Stay tuned. Lots of other talks on YouTube, on our website. We love and appreciate you and look forward to being with you next week.